How did it come to happen? What took me through the last couple of days?
Oh, man, it's been an eventful one. I got the call, yesterday morning, told me what was going on. My agent reached out, let me know. And, whenever my number's called, I'm going to just step up. So I was like, of course, let's jump on board and get to work.
Give us the scouting report. What makes you a good player?
I'm always step up and do what I got to do to make sure my job get done at the end of the day. Try to play fast, fly around, get to the ball, hit hunter at the end of the day.
This is a good spot for you to see some opportunities to do some things here.
Absolutely. I look at it as a fresh start and show everybody who I really am and just go make some plays.
What's the last just month or two been like for you, moving on from Washington to Green Bay to here?
Stressful at times, but at the end of the day, I've been in adversity situations before, so not too stressful at the end of the day too. So I just keep going, keep controlling what I can control, and just at the end of the day, I knew opportunity was going to eventually come, and I'm about to make the most of it.
What was your reaction when you found out you were getting plucked from Green Bay just to right over across the border? And what do you know about Flores too?
Man, any opportunity I get to come make plays, I'm taking everything in stride right now and just enjoying the process, man. I'm just going to go out here and do what I can, and whenever my number is called, I'm going to just make the most of it.
And do they move you back to off-ball linebacker? Is that what you're doing now?
I'm just, wherever they want me to line up, I'm just going to try to make some plays.
How much does Brian Flores' reputation, what he can do with individual players and an entire defense, sort of play into how excited you are to be here?
Oh, man, that's really exciting. You never know scheme-wise what he can end up doing for you. So, like I said, whatever he wants me to do, I'm going to step up when my number is called and try to make whatever I can.
The teams you guys have played in the last few, lower in the standings, things ramp up here the next 3 weeks. Is there a sense that things might have to ramp up a little bit here this next 3-4 weeks?
Well, I think anytime it gets this late in the season, it ramps up, no matter who you're playing. Every game is important. This is where everything kind of shakes out. So every game is important right now.
When you see an offense with what Chicago did with Caleb, when you see an offense like Kyler, thank you. How much does it help that you kind of just prepared for a guy that's very similar, so you're not really going through new schemes? It's going to kind of be the same idea with Kyler.
Right. They have a lot of similarities. Kyler's been doing it a little longer, so he's more experienced with everything too. So, we just got to continue to do what we did last week, maybe do it even a little better, try to keep him in the pocket. He can make every throw and can beat you with his feet, so it's going to be a big challenge.
Some really good perspective on this. How good is your offensive line? Changing parts, guys get hurt, people move in positions. Yeah, and yet, PFF, whether you believe it or not, says they're one of the top 6 or 8 in the entire league. How good is your offensive line?
That's huge. That's huge. Kudos to them to be able to make those changes for the communication. Not playing beside a guy and a guy coming in, but that goes to show the leadership that they got in that room. So that's huge for BO and all those guys to just grab the guys along and them not missing a beat. That's actually impressive. I didn't know that, but they played well. They showed it. They've showed that they can pass and run at a high level right now, so it's impressive.
Always like asking you guys about that.
Sure.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
So just seeing him flourish like that is, so great to see. And, it starts in the off season, and then obviously through training camp, him just mastering his different moves and techniques.
What have you learned from him in your time together?
Just different, just different angles of pass rush, how you can attack different tackles, and just seeing the way he works on his moves and how he sets up his angles and tries to counter it. Something that I've learned from him, and hopefully we can continue to build off it.
Just add to your repertoire, kind of pass rush repertoire?
Yeah.
Every win counts the same, but records would say that the teams you're going to play the next few weeks are better than the teams you played the last few weeks. Is there kind of a sense that things are going to ramp up here in these next 3-4 weeks?
Honestly, you got to look at it as 1 week at a time. It's the National Football League. You see teams, obviously last week the Browns beat the Steelers. So you can't take any team lightly. And, obviously winning on the road is tough to do. So being able to go through, these past 3 weeks is big. And, we just got to take it 1 week at a time, starting with the Cardinals. Obviously, they're a great team with a lot of explosive players. And Kyler's dynamic. We all know what he can do. And we just got to limit their big plays as much as possible.
Does it help having the Bears and the Cardinals back-to-back? Because everything you kind of schemed with Caleb, I know they're not the same guy, but similar styles where a lot of things you guys probably focused on with containing Caleb Williams will also apply to Kyler.
Yeah, no, that's, we learned a lot. Obviously, I did, just rushing Caleb. And, Kyler Murray is no different. He's a better, he's just Yeah, slippery is a good word to put it. Like, you know, you got to be on top of your rush plan, and obviously when you do get free runners at him, you got to, you know, kind of come to balance and make sure he doesn't shake you. So playing Caleb obviously helped us, and it's something that we can learn from and hopefully improve on it this game.
You guys have had a lot of luck across the roster with next man up all year, but how much does it hurt to have Ivan go down for at least the next 4 weeks?
Man, it hurts. You know, he was playing some good ball too, and you just hate seeing that sort of injury. And you know, that's the National Football League, and we got guys in the locker room that we depend on, and guys that we continue to train that can be ready when their name's called.
The records would, yes.
You got 9 of them.
The records would tell you that if you're going to get 10, 11, and 12, it's against teams that have better records than the last few. Is there a sense that things, just being late in the season also, things are going to crank up here in the next 3-4 weeks?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We always talk about, especially on the defensive side, once you hit December, you know, that's when real football matters. And everything we've done up to this point really doesn't matter. You know, we got to make sure that we finish strong and stack up these wins in this month, because that's what's going to, you know, propel us to the stuff that we want to do later on.
How much does all the studying you guys did for Caleb kind of apply? Does it feel like the same test facing Kyler?
Yeah, it was almost like, you know, practice dry run. You know, you get out there, you say you're going to do these things, then you get to see it, and then the next week, you know, it's for real. And, man, obviously, Kyler's been in the league a lot longer than Caleb, and he's a lot more polished in the things that he does on the football field. And, I mean, it shows up all over the tape ever since he's been in the league. So, you know, we're definitely going to have to use some things from last week and get better at it, because Caleb did get out on us a couple times. So we're going to have to get better at the things we didn't do last week. But, yeah, man, we got our hands full this week.
How good is your offensive line? I mean, they've had moving
really
parts,
good,
guys are
yeah.
moving around, but I look at PFF, they're like top 6 in the league. Are they underrated?
Yeah, I would say they're very underrated. I mean, besides the individual talent, they play very well together, and that's just a testament to, you know, how they are outside the building. And I mean, you couldn't put a paper card through their relationship, man. They're so close and tight knit from top to bottom. I mean, you know, you hear stories all the time every week. It probably goes unnoticed because, you know, they don't get a lot of the flash, but I mean, they're a big part of this team. I mean, the trenches win you football games, and they're a big part of that.
Any extra win in your sails knowing you finally get to play back at home?
Say it again.
Any extra win in your sails knowing you finally get to actually play back at home as opposed to
Yeah, I mean, we're excited to play back at home and have the fans, the crowd noise, especially on defense, is a big thing for us. You know, we get back to some of the stuff, you know, we do to cause hell for the offense. But yeah, I mean, we're excited to get back in front of the fans. And we're 9-2 now. Last time we were in the building, I think we took an L. Indy. Oh yeah. So still, you know, we still got a lot more work to do.
It's been that long.
Yeah, it's been that long since we've been in the home game, man. They've been flying by, but man, we're excited to get back 3 straight. It'll be fun.
Josh, what do you learn from a game like Sunday where it turned as quickly as it did in the fourth quarter there?
Just how this league is and how you have to be on the key details and the little things at any given moment, because things can change just like this. Momentum can be grabbed. You've got a lot of talented players in this league, and at any moment, you know, one of them could get hot if you let them. So, you know, it's just priming us, you know, for this stretch we have with these next 6 games. You know, being able to finish strong and put ourselves right where we're going to be at the end of the month.
What's the plan tomorrow? Do you guys get in here and practice and then spend time with your families?
Yeah,
How does that work?
we're going to get in here, get our work done, because obviously we still got a game this week. But get home, you know, watch some football, spend some time with the family, eat some food. But, you know, it's still a work week, but, you know, we're going to have some time off to go see the family.
You're going to get the ball like you did the other day, that you know, the way they're playing you or something, that you go, hey, this could be my day?
Sometimes, but not really, because we could draw up all the plays we want, but we still don't know the coverages that they playing. So at the end of the day, I still got to go in and just be ready to win.
Tell me about when you see the Cardinals on the tape, what do you see their defense?
They got some DBs that fly around. They do a good job fitting in the run game, and, you know, they just play with a lot of energy.
They do, and they make you earn it, don't they? They make receivers run routes, it looks like.
What's that?
They make receivers work at their routes, it looks like.
Yeah, they do. They do a good job in the back end. So, you know, we just got to come with it and make sure we're ready.
Tell me about that end zone flex, man. That was pretty impressive when you got in.
Oh, yeah, you like that, huh?
Had you thought about that, or was that spontaneous?
Nah, that just come off the muscle. That was just all off the muscle.
It just made sense, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What does a game like that do for your confidence?
It really motivates me, you know what I'm saying, to come in and keep working, and, you know, I just feel like I'm about to hit my stride now.
What is an overtime win? You guys, you know, have to deal with some adversity there at the end and then come back and win it. What does that tell you about the mentality of this team?
You know, we just stay locked in. You know, no, it don't matter what's going on in the game, nothing shake us. We just go out there and do what we do.
What did you do to keep your confidence when the game turned as quickly as it did there in the fourth quarter?
Sam Darnold.
Jordan, how much of the battle of being a top receiver in the NFL is mental and being just having the physical traits?
I'll say it's a little bit of both. You know, but I gain all my confidence from the work that I put in when I'm inside the building and then outside the building.
How easy is it to lose confidence when you're not getting the ball or you hear all this stuff on social media? How do you block all that out?
You just got to stay true to yourself. You know, I got a good support system around me. Coming in this building, talking to my teammates, they always keep me grounded. So, you know, I feel like if you play for the Vikings, you're just blessed with already having a great support system.
Now, speaking of that, Daniel Jones coming in here, why do you think KOC excels with these quarterbacks so well?
Because I feel like he just do a good job of instilling confidence in everybody. You know, they come in here, KO a great play caller, so, you know, that's already taking a lot of stress off them. And then they just got a good supporting cast around them. They got running backs, tight ends, receivers, you know, pretty much everything that you need.
Do you think it helps that KOC played in the league, didn't have a ton of success, but he can have that empathy for guys going through tough times?
Yeah, that definitely helps because he been in these rooms. He been sitting behind a, legendary quarterback, so he definitely knows what's going on and he knows what it takes to win.
Jordan, what do you think of the way that teams defend Justin on a weekly basis?
Yeah, I think it's crazy the way that they playing. But in all honesty, they leaving everybody else open. And, you know, he still go out there and beat double teams, triple teams. So I feel like, you know, there's no way really to win for real.
How much do you take it upon yourself to, have games like Sunday to free things up for Justin?
That's my whole objective. I feel like that's why they, brought me in here to play off him and, try to free up some of them coverages. But, they got to pick their poison.
With all the different moving parts, you're a guy to have a pretty good perspective on this. Is the Vikings offensive line get the respect that they deserve?
I mean, I would say the thing is no one on our offensive line is looking for that validation. We don't necessarily need that validation. It's just about going out there, getting our job done, and doing it at a high level. And those guys have been doing that all year. Sure, you can say, maybe they're not getting the respect they need, but at the same time, they're not looking for that, and that's not gonna change the way they play whatsoever.
That's just part of how offensive linemen are wired.
100%, yeah, 100%. I mean, it's the culture that we have around here too. It's not about the outside noise. It's about what's in this building.
How has it been the continuity has been there despite different people through whether it's injuries or guys just changing slots? How do they do that?
When you have guys who've been doing it for a long time, with Garrett, B.O., Blake's been around for a long time. Dalton's played a lot of football. Cam comes in, he's obviously been a starter. It's pretty easy to mesh together, and I just feel like old linemen automatically click anyways, right? They have that type of brotherhood and that bond to just go out there and play for one another, and just try to make sure we're being successful as an offense.
They won't brag about themselves, so I needed you to do it. Thank you, I appreciate that. Your geography, you have seen Kyler as much, if not more, than anybody else in this locker room. What are the challenges he presents?
Oh man, I feel like he got the chance to kind of extend plays. I feel like we played against a quarterback like that last week. Caleb did a lot of amazing things. Getting outside the pocket, making plays. I feel like Kyler kind of complements that same type of gameplay. That's somebody we got to kind of keep contained, but he can do some really special things with his legs. And going against that guy twice a year for so many years when I was in Seattle, for sure a lot of things he can do, and that's a guy who can get the ball, outside them numbers, somewhere deep if he can continue to use his legs. So we got to find ways to contain him for sure.
You've been doing this a while. The later into a season it gets, the bigger the game's seen. Is that even more true this year, where you guys have this winning streak with there against teams that maybe have lesser records than some of these teams you're about to face? Is that even more a factor this year, where these games are going to get pretty important pretty quick?
I feel like every game now is important. You start getting to December football. Them same teams who got them 5 or 6 wins, anything can happen. They start to go on the win streak. So many things that can change for them. And vice versa. Having the record that we have, anything can happen. And the main thing is we can't go downhill. You can't lose. Football going into December. We all know that. So we treating each game as just as important as the last couple ones. But I know one thing. I feel like we're not satisfied. You can ask anybody. I feel like the last couple of games, I feel like it got the best of us. You know, we came out with a W, but there's so many things that we want to get better and fix. You know, so many things out there, you know, for us to play our best ball. So hopefully we can capture that this week, and that's the goal, to continue to capture our best ball.
How much of a luxury is it with the coaching staff and the talent you have in this locker room that you can say that about games and you're on a winning streak?
Oh, man, I just feel like you got a lot of guys who bought in early on, you know, who believe in something special, you know, in this group, in this team. You know, I feel like this team all believe we can go so far. We can do so much better than what we already done. And I feel like everybody is buying in, you know, and feels the same way. You know, we got a lot of older guys, a lot of leadership, and a lot of young guys who are buying into, you know, what we're creating here. You know, and it feels good to have everybody on the same page. You know, a lot of teams, you know, it's hard to capture that. But this team is so close and, you know, so connected. You know, it's different. You know, and being on different teams, I can definitely feel the difference.
Last one for me, just I know it's been next man up, it always is, and you guys done a great job at any position it's had to, but how bad will you miss Ivan Pace for the next at least 4 weeks?
Oh, man, that somebody who brings the energy, very electric, somebody we're definitely going to miss. And, you know, one thing about it, like I said, this group is so close. You know, that next man up thing is going to be special for us because we got somebody who's going to come up, you know, with Kamu getting a chance to replace him. You know, there's a guy who, the last 2 starts he had 2 interceptions. So, you know, it's a guy that we continue to, you know, have high hopes for, you know, as we wait for Ivan Pace to get back. And we know we got people who can hold it down, you know, until he can recover and get back as soon as possible.
How have you kind of played a role in just making sure that you guys don't miss a step game to game?
Just try to keep the main thing. You know, you can't worry about, you know, who's in and who's hurt and who's down. You just got to go out and try to play your best and be the same guy every day regardless of the circumstances. And I think we have a lot of guys who've been able to do that. And, yeah.
Even with that mindset, this time of year, do the games take on more importance, especially with who you guys are going to be playing these next 3-4 weeks?
I think anytime you're playing meaningful football after Thanksgiving, you know, the intensity gets ramped up a little bit. It's almost like every game is a division game, kind of has that feel where every game is going to matter a lot. And so, you know, we got to really dial in on the details and be intentional with our prep throughout the week. And, you know, we know they're fighting for something really good, and, you know, we're fighting for something really good. So, yeah, it's going to be a big one on Sunday.